Yeah, I think he's all right. Okay, what you're looking at is it's the introduction for the House of a Thousand Corpses, Rob Zombie's first movie, his directorial debut. Let me ring the bells for service. Now, for copyright reasons, I'm not going to really show you a lot of this, and I turned down the sound so you can see Captain Spaulding come out for a moment. Yeah, it took him a while. He's an old man. It takes Captain Spaulding a while to come out of there. Great movie. I have yet to get The Devil's Rejects on DVD, but I did see both movies. They're great. Three from Hell's coming out, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here. This is a nice book of Frankenstein. But I'm here to show you. Halloween is coming out. That movie, not Rob Zombie's Halloween, which is one of my favorites, but the Jamie Lee Curtis coming back after so many years. John Carpenter project. So here we have Halloween, and Jamie Lee Curtis is back as Laurie Strode, Judy Greer as her sister Karen, Andy Matichak as Allison, James Jude Courtney and Nick Castle are both assuming the roles of the Shape. So I guess they're both taking turns. We have now, this movie is executive produced by Jamie Lee Curtis and John Carpenter. I'm not sure the guy's name is David Green or Daniel Green, the guy who's directing this. It's a different director. John Carpenter's off the director's chair. So here we have the stunt doubles. Now, these are the stunt people that are going to be in the movie as recorded. So, as I'm trying to remember, this is Lydia Hand. Now, she's been in Logan. She's the stunt double for Andy Matichak. She plays Allison doing physical stunts. You can kind of tell when you have stunt doubles for certain actors, maybe certain actors are going to get it in the movie, but maybe not. But you can kind of guess. If they're not that popular and they have stunt doubles, they're probably going to get axed by Mr. Michael Myers. But there was a long take in which Michael Myers went into a kitchen and then there was an off-screen stunt that wasn't really a stunt. So who knows? I mean, there's always suspense and surprises. But this is, of course, a return to the John Carpenter concept about the Shape being, a mysterious force instead of the Rob Zombie, quote-unquote, hillbilly origin approach with sort of the spooky horror, picture show kind of thing. So we have Lydia. We have Ron Hutchinson. And he's been in, let me think here. I'm trying to remember here. I wrote down notes. Okay, I'll get back to this. I will get back to this. He is the coordinator. Actually, yeah, okay, now I remember. Rob Zombie's Halloween. Now, there was a feud between John Carpenter and Rob Zombie for like a couple of days because they had a phone call and they patched things up. So I believe that they patched things up and they're okay now. But, there was a little bit of rivalry between the two masterminds of Halloween. But it's evident because John Carpenter helped get the stunt coordinator for Rob Zombie's Halloween, the original 2007 Halloween, for this movie. Cal Johnson, who's done Ant-Man and Wasp, he's the stunt person for Haluk Bilginer, who plays, here's the drum roll, Dr. Sartain, Sartain. It's like Dr. Satan. Get it? It's Dr. Satan. Will Patton, I think he plays Officer Hawkins, and he's a stunt driver. So that's Cal Johnson. Adam Lytle, I think he did, can't remember. Avengers, Infinity War, and Black Panther. And he's playing Jefferson Hall. Jefferson Hall, I think, is Aaron Coney. Aaron Corey. Aaron Corey. That's the guy, the actor, Jefferson Hall, who plays Aaron Corey. He has that British accent, and he confronts Michael Myers without his mask on the checkerboard playground in the prison. Dale Miller, he's doing Drew Scheid, Oscar's stunt double. So Oscar might be killed off. Again, I have not seen this movie, I'm going to tell you right now. So I probably don't plan on seeing this movie. Chris Nielsen is another stunt performer. Marion Singh is another stunt performer. Corina Roche, she is Ryan Rees' stunt double. I think Ryan Rees is Dana. So I think she's like an Indian-looking woman. Ashley Ray Trisler. She plays, she's been a stunt double for Ant-Man and the Hunger Games movies. And she's playing Jamie Lee Curtis's stunt double. So what kind of stunts are we going to be looking forward, or are you going to be looking forward to in the movies? Well, based on the trailers and some of the clips, Michael Myers is breaking glass through door on Laurie. If you remember that scene where he's grabbing her and he's pulling her through the door and there's glass breaking, that's probably Ashley Ray getting the glass beat into her. Hopefully she's okay. Father and son stop car before inmates and bus on a dirt road. That's probably Cal Johnson. So Cal Johnson does the driving stunts. So he's probably driving and stopping in the middle of the street before hitting people. That's a stunt. You have to be able to stop the car right before you injure the extras on the set. Can't have that. And there's another one where there's a smashing head on a bathroom stall door. Now, I put a question mark to that one because it could be a dummy. It could be a heavy rock. But it could be somebody's real head smashing against the door because it's an extreme close-up. So you can't tell when because I think the character is, I think it's Andy's character stuck in the bathroom stall door. And there's a head, what looks like a head smashing against the bathroom doors. So that could be the case. That could not be the case. So there's many more stunts, including, running around, being dragged around by Michael Myers. We got Captain Spaulding there eating. This is one of my favorites. He's always eating. Get your complimentary chicken. We're going to look at some of Frankenstein here, the book of the movie, while I'm talking about. I'll give you my final thoughts. Basically, for a lot of stunt people, it's hard. When you do horror, you're the person doubling for the actress who's running away or the actor who's running away from the monster, or you have to, deal with falling or jumping or running out of a car, jumping out of a moving car. A lot of stunts are probably more heavily emphasized on the victim and not the perpetrator. So for Michael Myers, they've always had different, 6-foot-tall guys playing the shape. But it's more of a stunt actor performance than it is really doing hard stunts. But those guys, I put them in credits anyway because, they're to be commended. And Halloween, I like the Rob Zombie. I like the explanation of the monster. I was always afraid of my dad when I was a kid. I was always afraid of certain people. And when I knew more about the enemy in my life, in my real life, it always made me feel better. So Rob Zombie's Halloween made me feel better. So I couldn't connect. I mean, I'm not gonna knock on the original Halloween. That was a classic. It was a turning point for horror movies. I mean, when you see Frankenstein and Dracula back in the Universal 1930s days, and even the 1940s, you had Boris Karloff, you had Bela Lugosi, you had Lon Chaney and Lon Chaney Jr. Those were the really serious, beautiful, poetic horror movies, right? And even then, there was some bullshit between the studios and the authors who were making the books and the studios who wanted to do it their way, right? There was some bullshit even back then. But when you see later movies, the kinds Sven Gulli would show on MeTV, that is more camp, B-movie, silly movie, take. But John Carpenter took that and said, let's go back to the 1930s, seriousness. We can't go to spooky castles and graveyards and Dracula and Frankenstein, but we can try to create a Frankenstein or a Dracula for this period for the 1970s. And I was born in 78. So I have a little bit of sentiment to it, but ultimately I kind of like the Rob Zombie version because that was even better. And you can see Frankenstein, you can see Dr. Frankenstein. This does not have the deleted scene about where he gestures the little girl to come to him. That was, as it said in the foreword, that was taken out. So, they're getting married. Oh yeah, this is the scene, but we don't actually. Basically, the little girl drowns in Frankenstein, but we've overcome a lot. When it comes to children getting killed, it's always off screen or always implied. You got to be cool about those kind of things. But Rob Zombie definitely tells good stories, and John Carpenter does. It's always about, The Thing. This is my favorite horror movie, and it was great. Listen to the commentary on this movie. It's great. It's just good old time. Actually, the best time to watch this movie is after midnight, because it's just, not just that it's scary, and yes, Captain Spaulding's still eating. Not just because it's scary, but because it just has a very fuck you, I don't care kind of feel to it. From the reviews I've been hearing from Chris Stuntman and others, I'm getting that this is the kind of movie where it's okay. You got Jamie Lee Curtis, but she doesn't have as big a role. And the thing that I notice now in horror movies is that what's gone besides the monster keeps coming back for 8 or 9, 10 sequels is that, besides the Chucky's back, or the Leprechaun is back, or Freddy's back, or Jason's back, those are gone. And in its place, you had teenager movies, as Roger Ebert would say, you had the stupid teenager movie. So the stupid teenagers would get themselves into trouble, much like Final Destination, the very first Three from Hell, the very first Firefly movie, the House of a Thousand Corpses, and some of the later Halloween movies. Anything you could think of. I think, See No Evil with Kane from WWE. I can't remember the actress that was in. She was also in Man Thing with the blonde actress, the Australian actress. She was in See No Evil and Man Thing, the Marvel character. All kinds of, like, the hillbilly sort of dark Mayberry stupid teenager horror movies are all just extinct. And in its place, you have something else. So you're not going to see that in Halloween. I think most people, millennials, understand this. You're going to see a veteran actress who's been doing the Halloween movies since she was in her 20s. And, it's not my thing. You might be better off staying at home watching the original 78 classic, or you might be better off watching Rob Zombie's movies. But Rob Zombie's stunt coordinator is definitely in this one, in the new Halloween movie. So we're going to end with Burning Down Frankenstein. And, like I say, I'm going to be covering more stunt profiles. It was hard to do that little intro for you, but I'll continue to do more, and we'll see what happens. Take care. Have a good trick-or-treating. I'm sure I'll be back soon for more Halloween stuff.